Hey folks, it's Marvin Cash, the host of The Articulate Fly, and we're back with another episode of The Spin, sponsored by our friends at Norvise, and this time we're joined by Norvise Ambassador Brian Davenport. Brian, how are you?
Doing good, Marv. How are you?
Well, as always, just trying to stay out of trouble, and we always like to ask our guests on The Spin to share what their past fishing season was like.
The last year was pretty tough. We had a lot of runoff. We had a lot of rain at the same time. Water was pretty high. Had quite a few slides that kept us from getting back into the places we wanted to be. Did make it out to a little place called Lake Omak, catching some of those lahantins. That was a good trip.
Yeah, well, that's good. And, this time of year, as things get colder, it drives folks to the vise. What are you tying up?
Right now, I'm just restocking my Euro nymphs and working on some Euro boxes. And we have the Salmon River up here. A lot of people will go on a 6-day float. And I've had some interest in that on our website. So I'm just trying to get those tied up in time for spring.
Yeah, gotcha. So what's your favorite Euro nymph pattern?
Chartreuse Frenchy.
Gotcha. And I imagine if you're doing a Snake River box for a multi-day trip, you've probably got some big bushy dries and some really pretty juicy sized nymphs in there too, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what you got in the box?
Oh, let's see. There's some improved sofa pillows, some stimulators, of course, some big old stonefly nymphs. Can't have a box out here without having elk hair caddis in it. Let's see what else is going in there. Bird of prey and big merger. Love those things. Those are great. Things along that line. Gold ribbed hares.
Yeah. It sounds pretty neat. And, the tip that you're going to share with us, we were talking before we started recording, is basically working with oversized hackle for wet flies. You want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So if you purchase a small package of, say, Hungarian partridge, or you buy a skin of Hungarian partridge, you get the sweet spot for the smaller flies down towards the head of it. But when you get up towards the middle or back of the cape, you have these oversized hackles, 10 or 8. It's just not going to work. Well, I've got a couple little tricks to take those hackles and where you can use those down on those smaller flies, your 14, 16s.
Yeah, got it. And, do you prefer to buy skins, or do you prefer to buy basically feathers like Hungarian partridge feathers separately, or how do you like to do that?
I like to buy the skins. You get a lot more feathers out of the skins. And then, if you tie winged wets, you can use the wings. There is a little bit of marabou fluff towards the tail end of it. There's just a lot more usable feathers off of it for the money.
Yeah, I generally find that if I make the mistake of buying a bag of feathers like that, I end up throwing 80% of them away.
Right. And they're never quite what you want. There's, you look in there and say, oh, this is a pretty good full bag, but half of them are just junk and a lot of them are way oversized for what you're looking for. So with a cape, you can just get so many more flies or feathers that you can use.
Yeah, I'm a little too lazy to sit down and size all that stuff out separately. Do you like Hungarian partridge, or do you like other feathers for your soft hackles too?
For most of my wet flies, I use the Hungarian partridge. There's a few little flies out here that I definitely like to put a little starling on, but those are 18s and 20s.
Yeah, got it. So no Brahma hen or anything like that?
No, I'll use Brahma hen. I mean, I use any of it. but Hungarian partridge, I mean, there's nothing like it, I don't think, as far as the speckling goes and everything. I think it matches nature pretty close. But no, if I sometimes I'll throw something a little different on there.
Yeah.
Brahma hen for a different look.
Yeah. And so are you buying yours commercially, or do you have some hunter friends out in Idaho that are taking care of you?
I've got to buy some commercially. Everything's kind of tight right now, and I think these guys that are out hunting are keeping it for themselves.
Yeah, there you go. And, obviously, too, once it gets cold, where time flies, but it's also show season. And I know you guys were in Boise a few weeks ago. Where else can folks find you and Brett on the fly show trail this season?
Well, here on March 10th and 11th, we're going to be at the Northwest Fly Tire and Fly Fishing Expo in Albany, Oregon. And then right around the end of show season, we're going to be at Wasatch Intermountain Fly Tying and Fly Fishing Expo in Sandy, Utah. That's on April 14th and 15th.
Yeah, we were joking before we started recording. You file your taxes and go to the show, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And so, if folks want to check out your shop or follow you on social media, Brian, what's the best way for them to reach out if they want to order one of those Snake River boxes or check out some of your other patterns or just kind of follow your adventures on the water?
Hackles and Hurl is Facebook, Instagram there. Hacklesandhurls.com is our website or our online store. And people can get a hold of us there.
Yeah, got it. And I'll drop that in the show notes. And just to give folks an idea, generally, how long does it take if they're ordering something special to get a special order done with you guys?
Oh, if I've got all the materials here, maybe 7 to 10 days. If I have to order the materials, then as soon as I can get them in, maybe a week after that.
Got it. And yeah, I'll put all that stuff in the show notes, and, want to thank our friends at Norvise for sponsoring the series. And remember, folks, we're going to put these out twice a month from now through March. And when this spot drops, there'll be a link to a YouTube video, and you'll be able to see all of Brian's great tips on how to work with oversized tackles on your wet flies. And, if there's a show near you, you owe it to yourself to head out and see everybody, see Brett, see Brian, visit Tim and the other team members. It's a great way to learn what the Norvise can do, because I think you really have to see it and put your hands on it to truly appreciate it. And if you can't make a show, you owe it to yourself to get out there and catch a few fish. Tight lines, everybody. Tight lines, Brian.
See ya.